What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Talks with Steph. This episode will be discussing the powerful movement that is taking over social media. I also happen to have joined in as well. If you are not aware, I am discussing Alyssa Milano's movement, #METOO. And I really hope I pronounced her name correctly. But this movement is so powerful. It needs to be heard. It needs to be talked about. And I feel so proud to see that when I click on this hashtag, I see so many women and men discussing sexual assault and sexual harassment. So many individuals go through this on a daily basis and many don't report. And even if they haven't done the hashtag #MeToo as well, that does not mean their story is not being told. I think Alyssa did an awesome job by uniting women and men together on this topic. So much happens with this that we don't discuss, and I honestly feel like it's a powerful movement that is uniting us as one, because it's sad that we even have to do a hashtag to discuss Me Too. And I think it all began because a lot of celebrities are discussing this executive producer. I'm not really sure what his role is, but a lot of celebrities have come out stating that he has sexually assaulted them, sexually harassed them. Not really sure on all the info, but I'll be sure to probably post a link below so you guys can check out that story. I'm not really following up with it. I just know I seen it on Yahoo and I was like, again, like another one. But I really wanted to do this video so that we can discuss sexual assault, sexual harassment, and kind of give you guys a little bit of inspiration and motivation, because maybe you're out there watching this video and you're afraid to share your story, and I really hope my story can help you. So that's why I really wanted to do this episode, this particular topic on Talks with Steph. Now, I remember being a young, naive girl, and my story starts probably back when I was about 18, 19, when I first started working. And I was sexually harassed. Sad to say, I was. I remember just being naive to the situation. I never really knew what sexual harassment was. I never knew like, a person isn't really supposed to be doing this. Of course I knew right from wrong. Of course I knew you should not abuse your power, as you know, those things. But I remember a time just where it began. Like, I remember him just coming and like touching my shoulder, and at first I wasn't really like taken back by it. Like, I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, oh, he's just being friendly. You know how it is. Like, you try to downplay stuff because you really don't want to think about the bigger picture of what it can happen, what it can be. And over time it progressed to his hands being like more on my backside. And I can recall a time I was sitting at my desk, and the way you came in my office, it was as if like my back was facing you, so of course you would see my back, right? And I remember him saying, oh, you have a spider on you. And I'm like, what? Oh, what the hell? I have a spider on me, like what? And he would go like, brushing my backside, but it was just the way he did it. And I was just like, And then when he did it on multiple occasions, when he used that same excuse, I knew something was wrong. My antennas went up. I knew something was really wrong. Like, something's wrong with you. Touching me. Like, why are you touching me? That was my thing. And I remember a time one of my coworkers, she even witnessed like him trying to do the whole spider thing on my back, and she was just looking like, no, I got it. Like, okay, I got it. And I think really at a time, I really didn't know like what sexual harassment was in the workplace, because I don't think they really discussed it when I had like, how like you go through a series of classes and stuff like that. I don't with your job. Like, a lot of jobs do it, a lot of jobs don't, but I don't really recall them doing anything as such. And I just remember like talking to another coworker, like, he's weird, you know, I don't like the way he does certain things. And she said, you know, it was a girl that worked here before who filed a grievance against him. And I'm like, well, what happened? Because evidently nothing happened to this man, because he's still doing the same stuff. And some people used to downplay it, like they would say like, well, that's just how he is, he's just happy-go-lucky, he likes to touch on people. But this is my thing: you don't have to touch people to say hi. You don't have to touch people to say bye. You don't have to touch people in order to get how you are feeling. Like, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, but I'm not touching people because I'm all one of those people. Space, like, back up. But it kind of made me discouraged in what I should do, because I felt like, well, if she went through the process, nothing happened, she's not even here. You know what I mean? And I think I just kind of left it at what it was. And then I would hear, like, when other new women would come to the job and they would say kind of the similar things, and it just made me feel horrible. It made me feel really horrible, because I was like, he shouldn't be doing these things. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, he should not be doing these things. And I used to blame myself. And I remember going to my other job, and how they had a victim advocate come and talk about what sexual harassment was. And they started getting me to think about all the things that have happened to me, and, you know, not blaming myself, and that, yeah, I should have did more, but at the end of the day, I can't blame myself, and I wasn't in the wrong. I was an adult at a workplace, and this person abused their power, and I worked in a predominantly white environment, so it was hard for me. It was really hard, because I was so scared I would be fired. Like, I really did. And that's why I'm so passionate about victim advocate, because currently taking classes to become certified, so I can help a lot of individuals going through sexual assault and other things as well, even sexual harassment, because it leaves a traumatic impact on your life. And I just feel like this topic really needs to be talked about, and that's why I'm so thankful that she did this hashtag, because this is really something that we sweep under the rug. You know, men and women, not even only men. Like, it's not fair that you can just do this to someone and make them feel vulnerable and make them feel out of touch. And that's how I felt. But if you have a story that you would like to share with the hashtag #MeToo, please drop it below. If you don't feel comfortable, email me. I'll leave my email below as well. Like, I want to hear your guys' story. And maybe if you're checking this video out today, tomorrow, or a year from now, I really hope this video can inspire in some type of way. It wasn't a lot of sexual harassment, but it did happen, and it could have been worse. You know what I mean? Like, I thank God that I was able to get out of that situation and move forward in my life. And I do have regrets. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have reported it. But, you know, I was so naive at a young age that I really honestly did not know. And now that I'm much wiser, I don't even feel comfortable being around men. I work on a floor with mostly men now, in a whole different job. And I don't feel comfortable at all. You know, like, I was telling the guy that I work with now how the situation and how I felt, and he was like, that is crazy, and that how no one reported him. And I think that's another thing. We get so afraid of telling on someone that we harbor all those emotions and we keep it all inside, and then it affects our lives. Like, now, like, I don't even like wearing certain things because I don't want no one looking at me. Like, it's bad enough I'm not ugly, so I have to, and I'm not like saying that to be boastful, but I don't like no one staring at me. Like, it really changed the way my relationships with men are, and it's really sad. It is really freaking sad. I really didn't want to like prolong this video too long, but I really hope you guys feel inspired by this video. I really hope this video can touch you in some kind of way. It's really sad that we as women and men who are going through such have to even do a hashtag #MeToo. Like, I feel like that's just so crazy. Like, you should know to leave a woman alone, or a man, like, if they don't want you, like, leave them alone, especially in a professional environment. That's what ticked me off the most. But I really hope that you guys can understand more about sexual assault and like get help, seek help. It is okay if you need help. It's perfectly fine to ask for help. I mean, I wish that someone would have told when I told them, you know, like I have a lot of regrets on this situation, but you know what? I had to tell myself, you know what? You are strong. You are enough. You know, thank God it wasn't worse, you know. And I just thank God that I'm here, I'm alive today, because you just never know. A lot of people commit suicide because of situations as such, you know, because they didn't tell anyone, or they did tell someone and no one believed them. That's why this hashtag is so important, because people are telling their stories. People are discussing what the hell happened to them, and it's so sad. It is so freaking sad. And like and as I'm sitting here doing this raw and uncut, like this wasn't even thought out. I just wanted to come on here and like explain like my story. And I'm sitting here remembering times when he would say things that were inappropriate, and it's just like me as a woman, I wish that my alter ego would have kicked in, you know, like and said, who the F are you talking to, you know? But you know, you just go through a phase of wishing, but it won't change the situation, but it can only make you much wiser, and it can help you along the lines when you go to your next place of business or wherever you are, like, and to know that you aren't going to tolerate that bull crap. And I thank God that I no longer tolerate that bull crap. Like, my first thing is like, what? Come again? Like, put you in your place type of thing. But you know, I kind of blame, it's one of those things where I try not to blame myself and just try to be better every day. And I really hope that if you're struggling, you seek help. Like, really, please seek help. Like, it's so important, because there's so many women going through the same thing as you. So don't feel like you are alone. That's why this hashtag was really important, because when I clicked on it, I'm like, wow, it's so many women and men going through the same issue that I went through. And it's like, something needs to be done, something needs to be said. And that's why I wanted to come on here with Talks with Steph, and just to discuss it a little bit, discuss my story, not get too deep, but just discuss a little bit, so maybe that it can help you guys out there and it can inspire you. And I really hope that you know that you are enough. And I will see you guys in my next episode with Talks with Steph. I really want to touch on like a lot of topics, and I know I'm not going like really deep. I just wanted to kind of like share my story a little bit more and talk about what I've been through. Yeah, you know, we all have a story, so never be afraid to share your story. Never be afraid to live in your truth. And that is all I have to say, guys. And I will see you in my next episode.